here, but a team that'll give you a test here tomorrow because Bellevue at times this year is, and did with your team a couple of times. They've given you a problem or two, although you prevailed against them.
Oh, absolutely. They're tough. They're gritty. They defend incredibly well. We're going to have to be a little bit more forceful on offense than this if we're going to score against Bellevue tomorrow, because a whole entire different scheme, but they're committed to playing defense.
Thad, thank you. We'll see you here tomorrow.
Take care.
Thad Sankey, the Jimmie's head coach, as his team falls tonight to Dakota State by a score of 73-63. On our Armstown postgame show next, we'll look at the numbers from this evening's game here on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Do you want to make sure homework time isn't spent on games and video streaming? Dakota Central can help. With Experience IQ, you set limits to ensure your kids aren't playing when they should be doing homework. With premium managed Wi-Fi from Dakota Central, you can create healthier internet habits for your children from the easy-to-use Command IQ app. Learn more about premium Wi-Fi and Experience IQ today at www.dakotacentral.com.
Your home for UJ Jimmie, AM 1400 KQDJ Jamestown and 107.1 K296 HH Jamestown.
Buffalo City Diesel Jamestown is your one-stop shop for experienced truck services. Their top-notch techs are trained in the latest technology and can identify and fix problems in your medium or heavy-duty diesel trucks and buses. Buffalo City Diesel also offers roadside assistance, trailer services, and truck parts. Call Buffalo City Diesel today at 701-253-2844. That's Buffalo City Diesel at 701-253-2844.
Looking for a roofing company that truly knows your town? Choose Vetter Construction. Unlike those big-name competitors using our city's name, we're your community experts right here working for you. From repairs to full replacement, our trusted team delivers quality and care that you can trust. For a roof that stands strong, call Vetter Construction today. 320-1990. 320-1990.
Where do you find the friendliest staff, the largest selection, lowest prices, and the freshest produce? Hugo's in Jamestown. But if you can't wait to go to the store, Hugo's Family Marketplace offers online shopping. You can shop all the departments and all the sales at hugos.com. Once you're done shopping, choose pickup or Hugo's delivery service, and they'll do the in-store shopping for you. Hugo's Family Marketplace, online shopping at hugos.com.
You're gonna find more low prices, more great stuff when you go to Hugo's.
Jamestown 107.1.
No, Thad Sankey did not like how his offense was, certainly, but you know Dakota State liked the way they played defensively in a 73-63 win over Jamestown on the Gun and Reel Sports Scoreboard as our Armstown postgame report continues. Angela Slattery, typically good night for her for Dakota State. 17 on 7 of 9 shooting, 3 of 5 on threes, 4 rebounds, an assist and a steal. Tabor Teal just 6 of 16 shooting, which still puzzles me as open inside as she was so much. But anyway, she had 14 points and 6 rebounds, 3 steals, and an assist. 9 for Sierra Watkins, 9 for Angelina Chaplin. Boy, she has frustrated the Jimmies really twice this season. Lily Mackley was 7, 6 for Kenzie Simmons, and 6 for Olivia Ritter. Kate Cordes, 21 to lead the Jimmies. 7 of 17 shooting for Kate tonight, 4 of 7 on threes. Kate Busick had 9, shot 4 of 6, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal also for Kate Busick. Kate Cordes had 4 assists. Jaden Wiest with 9, all in the second half. Couple of threes for Jaden. Samantha Paulson with 6. Hannah Hoggle held to 6, 2 of 6 shooting for Hannah. Jessica Ostrom 4, Hallie Sabala 2, Jalen Martinson 2. Well, Dakota State shot 48%. They're a good team, but Jamestown knows they've got to defend better than that. 48% on 28 of 59, 7 of 22 on threes, only 9 of 19 at the line. That didn't hurt him tonight, though. 44% shooting for Jamestown, 24 of 54. 9 of 22 on 3, 6 of 9 at the line. Dakota State, the rebounding advantage, 38-29. 15 turnovers on Dakota State, 19 on Jamestown. One of their higher turnover totals of the year. But, BJ, you pointed this stat out more than once. Points in the paint, that tells you as much as anything else why this game went the way it did.
40-20 Dakota State. And looking at the numbers, I know you guys are probably tired of me bringing the stat up, but it's a relevant statistic. Jamestown, 15 out of 34 inside the paint. You cannot shoot 45% on two-point shots and win a ball game when the other team is 21 out of 37. That's about 56%.
And Dakota State was plus 12 in points off turnovers, 21-9. Each team was 7 second chance points, 21-17. Dakota State led in bench scoring, 25-13 Dakota State after one quarter, 34-27 at the half. And it was 53-43, Dakota State by 10 at the end of three. They won by 10. 73-63. They led by as many as 16. Jamestown had the lead once when they scored the first 2 points of the game. David Moe's probably going to say, we got to shoot free throws better, but everything else worked for this team tonight.
I don't know if you notice this. We call a lot of high school games as well. I fear that free throw shooting is becoming less and less important in the game of basketball, because if you're just good enough offensively, and if you defend the way that Dakota State and some of these really good high school teams do, I mean, we do our statistical studies. Free throw shooting is way down across all of basketball, and yet a lot of these teams are good despite of it. I just wonder if free throw shooting is not going to matter in the game.
Think of how the pro game is and how it's been de-emphasized in the pro game for the last 15 years. That's not helping matters.
It certainly is not.
Well, Mayville State, they now know they're the 2 seed, and they're trailing Valley City State. Here go the Vikings again. They are going to win in Mayville as Ashwin Deemert is at the line with 2 seconds left, and she's just hit a free throw to make it a 75-67 Valley State lead. J.C. Richter is having an enormous game tonight for the Vikings. She has scored 29, 4 threes, 7 rebounds. Deemert just hit another free throw. And Valley City State now is 6-9 in the league with this victory. 76-67. It is over now. Now Bellevue is playing at Dickinson State, and in that game, it is 24-23 Dickinson State at halftime.
Not a bad week to be a Linton HMB Lion. I mean, J.C. Richter having a crazy good game after they win the District 2 championship. Not a bad week for the Lions at all.
So now here's at this moment how the standings are in NSAA women's play. Dakota State 13-1. Mayville State's now the 2 seed. They are 8-7. We know Jamestown is now the 3 seed. They are 7-7. VCSU can do no more. They are 6-9. So
that might be good enough for a home game.
It could be, but Bellevue, if they can come back and win against Dickinson State, and then if they win here tomorrow over the Jimmies, they would pass VCSU. We said this in the pregame, didn't we? We've got to get up trying to figure out this league this year.
Oh,
Tuesday night as part of the doubleheader. And as we say, Minot North plays Williston on Tuesday night. So it's not. Yeah, all sorts of things could happen. But anyway, Aiden Jensen's moved into the starting lineup for this team as the Madison native, the Mount Marty transfers continue to improve this season. Lane Teets, the freshman, having a very good year, and Braden Pankin, the sophomore, having a good year. And they still bring Colby Dillon back off the bench. Again, a team I don't know that I'd want to be playing next week.
No, just because they're really physical, and, I mean, their offense isn't great, okay? They're 5th in the league in field goal percentage. They're dead last in three-point percentage. They're 5th in the league in free throw percentage. But number 1 in the league in rebounding. And they're plus 5.5 per game.
Yeah.
Any team that's plus 5.5 per game, you know automatically they're extremely physical. Physicality wins in the postseason.
Not only that, they share the ball better than anybody in the league. And they only score, I say, but this used to be a big number, but not in college basketball anymore. 74.3 a game. Jimmie's average 75.4. Again, the rotation is 8 with Aiden Stainbrook still out of the lineup. But it was a game until, Gus. Oh, the Jimmies probably saw Gus right in their dreams all week with all those threes he hit. But it's a matter, BJ, the point I make about this is getting out, not only defending the threes, but defending shooting. The numbers say that this is a Jamestown team that has really struggled defensively at times, especially guarding outside shots this year.
It's a fascinating matchup because the Jamestown three-point defense, not that great. The Dakota State three-point offense, to call it not that great would be very, very generous. They only shoot 31%. I don't care what era of basketball we're in. That's bad, and that gets you beat.
Well, and there are 225 NAIA men's basketball teams. That's tied for 192nd.
Not great. In this era of 3-and-D, you better be hitting the three.
You better be. Let's take a look at our Pit Stop Express Loop starting lineups. Start of this game's catching up to us here. Let's tell you about them. In the front court, it's a 4-guard look, but their front court player, as we say, he keeps improving. Aiden Jensen, the 6'9" sophomore from Madison, South Dakota, the Mount Marty transfer, 7.2 points, 4.4 rebounds his average, but his playing time's increased. He's up to 51% shooting. 4 guards. Tane Mitchell, 6'5" senior from Adelaide, Australia, Mayville State transfer, 5.6 points, 5.6 rebounds a game. Tyler Beckwith, 6'5" freshman, Lakeville, Minnesota, 6.8 points and 3.4 boards. Braden Pankin, the 5'9" sophomore from Del Rapids, South Dakota, 10.9 points, 3.2 rebounds. And Lane Teets, the 5'11" freshman from Groton, South Dakota, 11.2 points and 3.1 boards per game, an 88% foul shooter. Darren Teig, the Minnesota State alum, in his second season as head coach at DSU, and with the road wins they've had recently, well, he's back about 500 as the Trojans head coach, 28 and 27. 10th season overall, had all those good years at Mayville State, 168 and 103. Dalton Kleinschmidt, his assistant. Damian Luna and Jacob Strand are the graduate assistants. Greg Collar is the volunteer assistant. For the Jamestown Jimmies, the usual starting lineup for them: Owen Heckner, the 6'8" junior forward from Fargo Davies, the MSU Moorhead transfer, 10.5 points, 4 rebounds. Again, had a little bit of a problem with that shoulder last Friday night, but he looks to be fine now. Jimmie Linus, the 6'8", 210-pound fifth-year senior from Port St. Lucie, Florida, 11.3 points, 8.4 rebounds. That's best in the league. Cole Glasgow, the 6'2", 200-pound redshirt sophomore from Grimes, Iowa, at 6 points and 3.7 rebounds per game. Silas Benyon, the Jimmy's leading scorer, 16.4 points per game. The 6'1", 186-pound senior from Eugene, Oregon, the Lewis Clark State College transfer, 16.4 points, 3.8 rebounds, 44 made threes, 3.4 assists per game's best in the league. And Will Cordes, the 5'11", 180-pound senior from Shakopee, Minnesota, 6.5 points, 2.5 rebounds per game for Will. 40 of 44 at the line as he makes his 122nd consecutive start. Casey Brueggemann, the head coach of the Jimmies in his first season. Taft Dack is the assistant. Carter Jansen, the graduate assistant, or as we who are his friends call him, Chuck. Andrew Konzemius is the student assistant. Ryder Weishattle, the strength and conditioning coach. And Nolan Love is the trainer. Jamestown, the base of most of the uniform is gray. We've seen these uniforms before in practice. We haven't seen them in a game.
Color rush uniforms.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, the numerals are white, so are the letters in orange trim. But yeah, a little bit of a color rush, especially in the piping at the bottom of the shorts.
That's going to be tough to read over there, David.
It certainly is, because Dakota State's base of their uniforms are navy blue, and the numerals and letters, Dakota State inscriptive of the numeral in the front, yeah, they're in the lighter blue, but they don't have any trim. Thanks, guys. So these four eyes will have to work very hard tonight. Remember, watch this game at the Jimmie Athletics YouTube channel, and as you're watching, Jamestown will shoot at the bucket to your left in the first half, and Dakota State to the right. So, got some keys over there?
Well, I think the biggest key is flush it. Go to whatever nearest toilet you're near and flush it. And I'm not just talking about last Friday's game. I'm talking about the last meeting. You didn't have 22. We know what that means. Flush it and play like you have played at home for so many games this year. Go get them.
They are saluting. They are saluting, and I will stand too. Our good pal Chuck Jansen, the graduate assistant for this team, who works as hard as anybody around any basketball team you will ever see. And on top of that, he's a great dude.
Just a great dude. I mean, my goodness, he jokes around with he's pulled pranks on us. How many coaches pull pranks on their broadcast team? Not many.
And the whole team is standing around him as photos are taken. They all love him, too. But, well, you need guys like, and you can tell this is, and I talk, Casey, as you know, when he was in Yankton at South Dakota, was director of ops. I mean, that's something, the sort of thing I could see Chuck doing in the future.
Oh, absolutely.
Stay tuned. We have basketball on the way from Harold Newman Arena. Jamestown and Dakota State in men's action to close out this North Star doubleheader on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Otter Tail Power Company would like to remind you about the importance of high school athletics in the lives of children. Those extracurricular activities play a role in the education and development of those kids involved and provide a way for kids to learn some of life's most important lessons. Lessons that'll take them through life with a sense of accomplishment and pride. Otter Tail Power Company would like to salute those athletes, coaches, and fans who make every season one to remember.
Some of us were born to farm. Some diesels, like Cenex Premium Diesel, were born to fuel. Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster comes with a more complete additive package for a more complete burn to reduce particulate matter and keep filters cleaner for longer. Fuel your equipment like a pro with Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster and leave typical number 2 diesel to the amateurs. Cenex Premium Diesel. Diesel that doesn't mess around.
Attention all physical therapists and physical therapy assistants. Are you ready to love where you work? At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness Center, we're hiring. And this isn't just another job opportunity. Here, you'll enjoy a true work-life balance, a comprehensive benefits package, and a positive, supportive team culture. And we're offering a signing bonus for you to come on board. This is your chance to grow your passion while making a real impact in the lives of our patients. Apply now at apexptwellness.com.
Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness Center. Physical medicine with personal connection. Two Rivers Activity Center in Jamestown is hiring. Do you like interacting with people? Do you enjoy a fun, upbeat atmosphere and a clean workspace? If so, the perfect opportunity awaits you at Track. They're currently hiring for a variety of part-time positions for lifeguard and guest service and wellness attendants. They'll work with your existing schedule, whether you already have another job or are a college student. Check out trackjamestown.com to learn more about these positions and how to apply today.
Jamestown 107.1.
House lights are dimmed at Harold Newman Arena before the Jimmies are introduced. Dakota State's starting lineup has been introduced to Blaine Teets, Braden Pankinen, Tyler Beckwith, Tane Mitchell, and Aiden Jensen. Silas Benyon, Cole Glasgow, Jimmie Linus, Owen Hector, and Will Cordes are the starting five for Jamestown.
I think, we were talking about keys. For Dakota State, you don't change a thing you've been doing lately.
Nope.
Clearly, it's working. And maybe on the way out, you think the Jimmy's for getting your season kick started.
I should say so. And road wins happen in this league. We've seen that this year, but they turn around, win 3 in a row. They lose 2 in a row at home over the weekend, but that is North Star basketball in the last year of this league, as we've said over and over.
It is unpredictable.
Update in women's play. Bellevue now leading at Dickinson State 39-36, just over 4 minutes left in the third. And again, if the Bruins hang on, they clinch that 4 seed and a home game against VCSU in the women's quarterfinal on Wednesday night. That would mean the Jimmies would play Dickinson State. We know the Jimmies will play here in women's action on Wednesday night. Of course, Bellevue here tomorrow.
Kind of a strange possibility that standings-wise, tomorrow in this league in women's basketball might not mean a darn thing.
Maybe not.
Now, try telling any of these 6 coaches that.
Yeah, right.
They'll have that is not the case.
Yeah, they'll say, just hang on here a minute. You know not of what you speak.
That's right.
But just don't steal any signs.
By the way, NSIC men's basketball, Southwest held on against Mary 70-62. CSP over Bemidji State 100-86, and Northern State still lost by 11, even though they led by 10.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Opening tip taken by Linus from Aiden Jetson, brought to you by Artem Stout, your Ford, Dodge, and Jeep dealer in Jamestown. We'll explain that to you sometime. Will Cordes for Jamestown, up top to Cole Glasgow. Jimmy's in gray and orange and white. I do like these shootings. Linus on the right baseline. Benyon right wing in the angle over Jensen. 3 off the left rim. And the rebound brought down by Tane Mitchell and Dakota State. And into the front court. Teets is immediately fouled. Well, that's a habit the Jimmies don't want to have early on. It's on Cole Glasgow.
We'll see if that's just, the early nerves or if that's a sign of how the game will be called, because I don't think it would benefit Dakota State to have this be a tightly called game.
No, would not. Tane Mitchell took the inbounds pass. First 30 seconds of the game. It is Braden Pankinen in the left corner. Stepping out of bounds was Aiden Jensen.
Want a little bit more court awareness in that.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Jamestown. Again, the worst they can be is the 2 seed. It is a very narrow path to the 1 seed and not, frankly, realistic. Bounce pass too low, and it's taken away by Tane Mitchell, the Australian. Now up top, it's Tyler Beckwith. Back to Mitchell, right wing on the angle. A minute in, no one scored yet. Fake by Teets. Leaves it back out for Jensen. Now for Teets, weaving right wing on the angle. 10 to shoot. Left wing at 3. Pankinen for the lefty, and Braden's good for his 64th of the year.
Well, we talked about it in pregame. Not a good three-point shooting team, but their first field goals from deep.
3-0 Dakota State. Baseline, Linus drives in. Oh, Jensen got up there and blocked him.
Wow.
6'9", Jensen against 6'8", Jimmie Linus. Pankinen baseline drive, puts it in. He has all 5 points so far. I think that surprised Jimmie a little bit. 5-0 Dakota State.
Surprised me too.
It is a jumper in the lane from 14. Didn't fall for Benyon. Offensive rebound. Linus, the layup on the putback, rolled out, and it's rebounded by Tyler Beckwith. Mitchell right wing front court. Tane with a bounce. No. Cole Glasgow shakes his head no as he steals it away. Said, you're not getting that one past me. Benyon drive to the left baseline. Jensen blocked him but fouled him too. And Cy's going to have a couple of free throws here.
Pretty good crowd in here, David, on a Friday night. They want to bring the house down.
The not so cold weather is helping, isn't it?
Did I hear someone say 40 tomorrow?
By Sunday. How about
Oh,
that?
my goodness.
Cy Benyon, a 74% foul shooter. Jimmy's are the best in this league at the line, but he missed the first. Shut up, David. 76%. And a very early appearance here for Anthony Walters. Second leading scorer in the Jimmies, 6'3" junior, Rosedale, New York. 13.9 points, 2.8 rebounds. Benyon hits the second. The Jimmies are on the board, trailing 5-1, 2 minutes in on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard.
This is an Anthony Walters kind of game because you're going up against a physical team. Well, he will love the physicality.
He doesn't mind that in the least. Pankinen out to Teets near the timeline. Guarded by Benyon, right wing. A screen by Jensen, now a pass to Aiden. Left wing on the angle, Beckwith, 10 to shoot. Walters guards him. Back out to Jensen, right wing for Teets. 5 on the timer, 4. Right wing, long one by Pankinen. 1, just getting the shot away in time, and no, he did not. Teets missed the 3, but he did not release it in time, they say. And it's Jamestown ball. Looked like he did to me.
Looked like he did to me too, but I guess you'll take it,
okay.
yeah.
Jimmie
I saw the ball hit the floor, and I went, nobody's going to grab that.
Yeah. Lucas Morgan has come in, the 6'7" freshman from Brandon, South Dakota. Another player who's improved after missing all of his senior year in high school. Benyon drive, Linus two-hand! Jimmie jam! Scratch my back with a hacksaw.
That was an authoritative stuff and a great shout out to Mike Lang.
Oh, yeah, we'll have to explain who Mike Lang is for people who don't know in a moment. Beckwith over to Lucas Morgan for Pankinen, and out front to Nolan Sengu, who's coming to the game. Long 3 from the right side's missing by Pankinen. Rebound side was Benyon. Jimmy's looked to tie or lead. Out front, it's Benyon. Side down the left lane line for Linus in the circle. Right wing Cordes for a go-ahead 3, bottom! Will Cordes with his 19th of the year, and Jamestown has come back to take a 6-5 lead.
Really, really good pass by the big man, Jimmie Linus.
It is Beckwith on the left wing for Lane Teets. Now up top, it's Lucas Morgan for a right wing 3 on the angle. Good for Pankinen, or for Beckwith, I should say. That's the second made 3 for Dakota State. It's 8-6. Trojans back in front. The second lead change. Dumped down to Linus on the right block. Handed to Benyon, right wing on the angle, 4 minutes into the game. Baseline drive right. Reverse layup. Beautiful. He's good.
Benyon turns down the screen, instead gets the baseline and uses the rim to protect him from the shot blocker.
8 apiece on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. 15:47 in the half. Nolan Segner, left wing. A 3 is coming for Teets. It's off the back rim. Rebound, Jimmie Linus. To Benyon, down floor left wing Walters. That nearly got stolen. But he tries a left wing 3. It's off the back rim. Nolan Segner rebounds for Dakota State. Fast pace early on in this game. Teets, right wing, working on Benyon. Right foul line extended. Bring in the left corner for Beckwith. Baseline going against Walters. Keeps his dribble going. Backs down on Anthony. Turns around half hook. Too strong. Rebound. Owen Hector in Jamestown.
Shoulder again looks okay.
It does. Looks to regain the lead. Walters left corner. Cordes. Here's Will. The former Shakopee Sabre hands it to Walters. Into the lane with a drive. Well, 2 players waiting to meet him, but he rolled it in and went right past Segner in a tough move.
That is a great post move by Anthony Walters, and that's what I mean about this being an ant game. He will love the physicality of the post in this game.
First 2 for the New Yorker, 10-8 Jamestown. Teets for Dakota State and to Beckwith. Thought about the 3, Hector got in his face. Keeps the dribble going, hands it again to Teets, left wing on the angle, guarded by Walters. Swing it right side, Beckwith's that way now. Uses a Segner screen. Going against Linus, now the pass is for Segner, double team. Linus got a block on it. Came to Walters. 1-on-2, so he hands it back to Cordes. Dishes it for Hector. Left corner, Cordes. Makes Morgan in the air. Now Walters on the right wing to Benyon. Right baseline, it's Linus. To Benyon again to Linus on the baseline. About 6 minutes into the game. In a 10-8 Jamestown lead. Benyon is fouled. Holding him is Tyler Beckwith. Okay, we now must explain, why did I say scratch my back with a hacksaw? And who was Mike Lang? If you know hockey, you know who I'm talking about. But Mike Lang, the former longtime Pittsburgh Penguin broadcaster, passed away earlier this week at the age of 76. And he was known for the catchphrases like that when the Penguins scored goals. But on top of that, he was a great broadcaster.
Oh, he was so entertaining. I'm a Penguin fan, so yeah, incredibly entertaining.
He was good at what he did, but yeah, you got to make this entertaining. Carson Woodford's coming for the Jimmies. He's on the right baseline. Spins right, spins left, rolled. Ooh, off the rim. Tough break. Good defense, too. Cody Dillenbeck's in, and then Jamestown knocked it out of bounds. Dillenbeck, the 6'6 senior, the Mayville State transfer, born in Dallas, Texas, played his high school ball in the Dallas suburb of Coppell. 10.6 points, 4.2 rebounds. He started earlier in the year. And Isaac Sumption is also in. He's a senior from Frederick, South Dakota, 5'11". Pass in the post. Dylan with a turnaround hook from 4 is good to tie it.
I really do not think that this pace suits Dakota State right now. It is really fast.
13:25 in the half in the Gunner Sports scoreboard. Spencer Barrs come in for the Jimmies. And a bad pass. There's Dylan in to take it away. 2 on 4, but down floor anyway. It's up, and he got blocked. Carson Woodford came over with a big block, and then not ready for the pass behind him from Glasgow and taken away by Sumption. Walters up there to block it. But they call goaltending.
Okay. I'm not even sure that was goaltending. My goodness.
6'3", but Anthony has hops.
Does he ever?
First
wow.
2, however, on the board for Isaac Sumption.
Wow.
Transferred from Presentation College. Not only do they not have basketball, there's not a school called Presentation College anymore. High post, Woodford for Cole Glasgow down the right lane line. Backs his defender down, spins left, spins right, travel. Women's play. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, yeah, right now, I think for both teams, the game needs to slow down a bit. Because it's frantic right now.
Yeah, you're right that Jamestown would want the faster pace, but yeah, I don't know that they want it this fast.
No.
Mitchell working into the front court. We'll update that women's action in just a bit. Left corner, Calvin Payne, another Australian's in the game on the left corner and misses the 3. Owen Heckner the rebound to Cordes, to Walters into the front court for the Jimmies. Again, they're wearing mostly gray, but with orange and white. Watch it to the Jimmie Athletic YouTube page. Post pass to Walters from Cordes on the right block. 15 still to shoot. Turnaround working on Dylan Beckett. He put it in. Another tough make by Ann.
He understands he's got a physical mismatch and he can do whatever he wants.
Third tie, it's 12-12 with 12-12 to go in the half. Dylan Beck post pass off the hand of Mitchell and out of bounds. Going into the fourth quarter in Dickinson in women's play, Dickinson State 48, Bellevue 43.
Because of course it is. Of course it is.
Bellevue again, if they win, they would clinch the 4 seed and host VCSU on Wednesday in women's tournament play. Here is a 3-pointer on the way. Heckner hit it. Good feed from Carson Woodford.
And already a couple of threes for Jamestown. They shoot 36%. That's third in the league.
47th made 3 of the year for Owen. It is 15-12 for Jamestown. Sumption brings it out front to Tane Mitchell. Now drive into the lane with a left-hand scoop. Pretty by Risley Borman, the freshman from Pipestone, Minnesota, and he scores. 15-14 Jamestown. This game's still in a breakneck pace. 11:20 in the first half on the Gunner Sports scoreboard. Post pass, a layup by Heckner. Wide open off the cut and the feed from Walters.
Dylan Beck's back is turned to him. I don't even know what he's looking for.
He's a better defender than that, isn't he? 17-14 Jamestown. Dylan Beck with it. Left wing for Calvin Payne. The senior at 2.1 points a game. He's from Melbourne. Mate drive into the baseline. Good in the left block. It's Dylan Beck. He has 4.
Woodford took an elbow right in the chops there.
That never happens in this league. 17-16 Jamestown at 10:48 and a half. 1-point lead on the ball over Dakota State. Carson Woodford in the high post. Took it from Spencer Barr, who cuts down to the baseline. Woodford's got to get rid of it. Finds Walters left of the lane. Left elbow. 12 on the timer, 11. Turn around. Kick out for Glasgow. Left wing in front of the bench. 3 falling away off the back rim. Dakota State rebounds, and an offensive foul is away from where the rebound happened. Dylan Beck had a little tete-a-tete with Carson Woodford and got caught.
Boy, Carson's taking a beating out there. Goodness. And it's on Dylan Beck.
Yeah, his first team foul, number 2, and substitutions are made on both sides. Jimmie Linus is back in. So's Aiden Jensen, not coincidentally, for Dakota State, and Tyler Beckwith's back in for the Trojans, too. Tane Mitchell's back in. Also for DSU. Cross court left wing Walters. Straightaway three from the left corner. He's good. Anthony Walters with 7 early after his 49th three. 20-16 Jamestown. 10-10 first half on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. Mitchell. I'm ready for that automatic timeout. How about you? Bounce down low.
Oh, yeah.
Pankin drive. Linus got a hand on it from behind the ball, but also got a hand on him for his first foul and team foul number 2 on Jamestown.
It just seems to me that right now Jamestown's offense, very, very fluid, good motion to it, and Dakota State is chasing it. Now, right now they're chasing it successfully, but they're chasing it a bit.
81% foul shooter Pankin hit the first as Heckner is out and Cole Glasgow's back in for Jamestown. Dakota State's men only 68% at the line. One more for Pankin. They're both good. He has 7 already. Jamestown 20, Dakota State 18. Right now, midway through the first half on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. Glasgow, hand for Silas Benyon. To the baseline, tries to drive on Teets. Double team awaiting. Glasgow just barely got to that ball before the timeline. He slipped, but then he gained it. And he's back down the left lane line now. Spinning in the lane. Half hook right in front. Mitchell good.
Not bad defense, just a much better shot by Cole.
First two, 22-18 Jamestown at 9:34. Aiden Jensen. Now for Pankinen. Oh, Mighty Might in the lane. He is guarded by Benyon. Now it's out to Tyler Beckwith, left wing on the angle. Walters harassing him. 9 on the shot clock. Jensen with a pass that Mitchell wasn't ready for and off his hand and out of bounds, and it's a Hillerud Construction timeout. I need to breathe. 9:17 first half. Jamestown 22, Dakota State 18 on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
The Frontier Port invites you in for a true Dakota Territory dining experience. This unique location looks like an authentic 1800s port. Head upstairs and you'll be greeted with the mouth-watering aroma of freshly grilled ribeyes and barbecued ribs. They're open from 4 to 9 Monday through Saturday, and their legendary prime rib is served on Fridays and Saturdays. Call 252-7492 for takeout. The Frontier Port, on the road to the Buffalo in Jamestown.
Jamestown 107.1.
Breakneck pace to this one. Both teams shooting well over 50%. And wouldn't you know it, 22-18, less than 11 minutes in. David, not sure that I would have expected quite this kind of a start to the game, but so far, 7 from Anthony Walters leading the way for Jamestown, and 7 for Braden Pankinen leading the way for Dakota State.
Well, updating that women's game out in Dickinson, Bellevue is now leading Dickinson State. Well, they scored the first 10 of the quarter. Now it's 53-51 Bellevue with 7 minutes remaining. And again, that has a bearing on what will happen with women's seeding. Again, Jamestown lost earlier tonight to Dakota State, so we know they're the 3rd seed. If Bellevue wins that game, they're the 4th seed. And VCSU would be the 5th seed, and Dickinson State would come here on Wednesday night. Remember, the Jimmie women play here in the quarterfinal of the NSAA Women's Basketball Championship Wednesday night. And, of course, we'll have it on Jamestown 107.1. Benyon to Cole Glasgow into the front court for the Jimmie men, who lead Dakota State 22-18. Glasgow cut off by Mitchell, tried to make it all the way to the block. Linus with a hand to Benyon. Back for Linus, down low. Glasgow standing there for the layup. A short snowbird.
And that is just what having a great passing big man can do for you. Jimmie Linus already with multiple assists.
And
he's got 2.
Yeah, he averages just over 1 a game, but there are games this year he has had multiple assists. Teets, a left wing 3, strikes for the first time. He's good, his 42nd 3. 24-21, Jamestown leading Dakota State with 8:39 in the first half. Linus for Cole Glasgow, bounce again to Linus on the right block. A good matchup with Jensen, who blocked him earlier, remember. He backs down on him here, and then Jensen falls on him.
Yeah, literally.
Which isn't too pleasant.
I tell you what, stats be darned in this game. Both teams shooting 50% from 3. Both teams way over 50% from the field, so stats be darned.
Well, that's 2 fouls on Aiden Jensen. I wonder if Darren Tighe, I'm sure he's noticed that, but he's keeping him on the floor for the moment.
Boy, that's risky.
Yeah, I know. Well, Portis is back in. Lob to Linus into the left corner for Heckner. Go attack Jensen if you're the Jimmies. Here's a jumper in the lane. Benyon with that little half-balance fade jumper is good, where he's kicking his legs out. He has 5. 26-21 Jamestown, 8:07 first half in the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. Lane Tietz for Dakota State to Jensen on the high post. Benyon guarding him. Handed for Beckwith. Now to Tane Mitchell standing in the old circle. Left wing to Pankinen. 8 on the shot clock now for the Trojans. To Mitchell and out front to Jensen. Hand to Tietz. A 3 with 2 in the timer off the glass.
That is a perfect defensive possession for Jamestown.
Glasgow the rebound. That was a desperate shot at the end of the clock. Benyon with a line of screen. Benyon's into the lane. Lob wanted Jimmie. Couldn't cut because Tyler Beckwith was in his way. It's out of bounds, and Jimmie says, what about the foul? But none was called. Carson Woodford will return.
Gotta admit to you, David, I'm a little surprised.
So's Casey Brueggemann.
Yes, he is.
So are a lot of people in this building. Well, you're right about the crowd. It is a pretty good one and pretty noisy. And
would be hard to hear things that you shouldn't be hearing.
Yes. The Necks are getting a workout with the pace in this game.
Yes, they are. Little whiplash.
7:27 and a half. 26-21 Jamestown by 5 over Dakota State, whose Tietz drives to the right block with a nice move and scores.
Really nice ball fake, and then he gets inside and just finishes.
He has 5, 26-23 Jamestown. Glasgow between the rings, hounded by Pankinen, bounce back to Will Cordes. Will for Glasgow, out front to Benyon. Works his way off Tietz to the baseline, down low for Woodford in a double team, but muscles up, scores, and is fouled. Carson Woodford, there's the improvement in the postgame. He's playing. It's a 5-point Jimmie lead again.
A perfect segue, because I was just going to talk about how early in January, late in December, there's no way this is a three-point play opportunity. But he's gotten so strong, Carson Woodford, that he made that look easy over a double team.
Nolan Segner with his first foul. That's the 5th on Dakota State. Woodford 9 of 16 at the line. The three-point play. He couldn't complete it. It's too long.
How about 11 players have already seen the court for Dakota State?
Yep. Lane Tietz. Back out to Lucas Morgan, who just returned. Now to Tyler Beckwith on the left block with a fadeaway jumper. Draws a foul here on Owen Heckman. His first, the 3rd on Jamestown.
Clearly, Coach Moe and Coach Teague are talking to each other about, hey, how do you sub line changes? Hey, you think I could pull that off?
Again, just about, I'm not kidding, just about every whistle David Moe was doing that in the women's game. Free throw short here by Beckwith.
Desperately short. That was not a that was a tired free throw.
He's a good foul shooter, 75%. From Lakeville, Minnesota, Farmington, his high school team. He took them to the state tournament last year. Farmington hadn't been to the state tournament in Minnesota since 1937. The second one's good. Whew, that's a long time.
That's before World War II.
Yes, sir. Four for Beckwith, 4-point lead for Jamestown. 28-24, 6:37 and a half. Hand from Woodford to Owen Heckner, right wing on the angle. Benyon, right baseline, Woodford. Carson left it for Cole Glasgow. Down to the right block as he works on Morgan. Out for a 3 by Heckner is off the left rim. Rebound Braden Pankinen, Dakota State. They slow it down now as it's handed back to Tietz. They're getting the idea you did. They don't want to run so much. Right wing 3 is short by Pankinen, but stealing the rebound and laying it in is Jensen. And head coach Casey Brueggemann of Jamestown wants a 30-second Hillerud construction timeout. 6:06 left in the half. The lead's down to 2 for the Jimmies over Dakota State. 28-26 on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Need some custom screen printed t-shirts? Lots of t-shirts? You need originals.
Originals!
Or do you just need one shirt with your corporate logo for the new guy?
Original!
Caps, jackets, U sizes, adult sizes, Blue Jay apparel, Jimmie apparel, you need originals. There you have it, folks. For custom printed apparel, embroidery, and work apparel, it's originals. They can also do online stores for your sports team or business. 216 First Avenue, downtown Jamestown. Open 9 to 5 weekdays. Visit originals.com.
Jamestown 107.1.
The shooting has not slowed down. Jamestown is at 60%, 12 of 20. Dakota State right there with them, 10 of 18, 56%. And so what does that mean? I'm glad you asked. It's 28-26, Jimmie.
Means we have quite a pace to this game with 6:05 left in the first half on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. Jamestown's basketball, they did lead by as many as 6. It is now 2, and Benyon fouled as reaching in was Isaac Sumption, who just re-entered the game.
And does that put them over the limit?
That's
No,
6.
that's the last one to give.
That's the last one to give, yeah. Jamestown with only 3 team fouls. Benyon just to the right of the Dakota State bench. Inbounds to Cordes to Carson Woodford. Hand back to Cy Benyon with a Woodford screen. He's in the middle of the lane. Cy from 9, it rolls in.
Nice soft bounce for Cy,
who has 7, 30-26 Jamestown at 5:40 in the half. Dakota State basketball with Braden Pankinen. Cody Dillenbeck, who's back into the Trojan lineup. Bounce on the right wing from Beckwith. Bring it to Lucas Morgan. Now to Isaac Sumption. Back to Dillenbeck. Post pass on the entry to Morgan. Baseline working on Benyon. That's a mismatch. A little bit of one anyway, and he hit it.
That's a bad switch for Jamestown because really there's not much that can be done down there by Cy Benyon.
Morgan 6'7". Benyon, as you know, is 6'1". A jumper by Walters. Off the heel of the rim and fell down through.
How did that go in? Wow.
That may be your night when that's happening. And Ann already has 9. 32-28 Jamestown over Dakota State. 5 minutes to go in the half. Shooter's roll, right?
Certainly is.
Beckwith left wing. Out front, a 3 on the way from Morgan is short, but Dillenbeck an offensive board right over. Woodford missed, but the third chance is good. 2 offensive rebounds lead to a spit and 6 points for Dillenbeck.
That's the best possession Dillenbeck's had at either end of the court tonight.
32-30 Jamestown, the lead in the ball. Glasgow right baseline to Benyon right wing on the angle. Up top to Will Cordes. Hands in his face by Beckwith. Hand to Cole Glasgow. Up top to Will Cordes again. Bounce to Cy Benyon. Right of the circle. 10 on the timer. Around Dillenbeck. Fades away from him and hits. How do you defend that?
Honestly, by handing him the NSAA Player of the Year trophy. That's how you do.
You doing a little lobbying here?
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, he's got 9 already in the first half.
You can't deny that.
The guy has had the Offensive Player of the Week, I think 5, 6 times.
5 times, yeah.
5 times.
No, 6, you're right.
6 times. If he somehow gets it again, how is a guy that's 7 times the Offensive Player of the Week not the Player of the Year?
Calvin Payne, Tane Mitchell return. It's Payne with the ball. Those are the 2 Australians on the same side of the court. And it is to Mitchell into the lane. Backing down on Linus, who has returned. Left baseline, counted with a foul. Boy, Mitchell just wasn't going to stop there with his first bucket and draws Jimmie's second foul. And it's down to a 2-point Jamestown lead.
Decision for Casey Brueggemann, and I think he probably trusts Jimmie enough to leave him in there.
3:58 remains in the first half.
And he did just tell him, do not pick up a third one.
Mitchell, 73% of the line, but it missed. Rebound, Benyon. Jimmie's hold on to the 2-point lead. Linus nearly walked. He's standing in the old circle, and he just got knocked in the face.
Some of these fouls make you go, what is happening right now?
That's not how, I mean, it's tough to defend a big man, but that's definitely not how you defend a big man.
No, especially a big man that shoots the ball so well from the free throw line at 69%.
Well, he's a freshman, Teets is.
He is, yep.
But yeah, it's the 1-1. That's why Linus is on the line. The front end's good. 35-32 Jamestown, 3:50 in the first half on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard.
I'll say something a little less controversial, Dan. I think Anthony Walters is the 6th man of the year in the league. That's a little less controversial. I think.
Second free throw good for Linus. Why do I have a feeling your controversial remarks are not done for the night?
Because you know me very well.
You better believe it. 36-32 Jamestown. Dakota State's ball with 3:40 in the half. Payne working around a screen to the left baseline. Kick it out for a right wing three by Teets. It's too long. Long rebound. Cordes tipped it to Jimmie Linus.
I'm okay with that three because it comes off a post touch.
Yeah, it was a good kick out. Walters left wing for Linus, playing a very high post for Jamestown. Handed to Will Cordes. Linus with a screen. Payne works his way around it. It's back out to Walters, who's having a fine first half with 9. Makes a ball fake. Left wing. A Cordes three. Good for Will. His second of the first half.
Boy, Jamestown would love to see him get hot from three late in the season.
39-32. Jamestown's longest lead of the game is now 7. 2:57 first half. A left wing. 3 answers. Payne hit it. 3, 6, 10 different players have now scored for Dakota State.
Goodness gracious.
And they're within 4, 39-35. Bounce on the baseline. Walters hits again, this time from 12. 11 for the nice young man from New York. 41-35 Jamestown. Lane Teets down low and blocked from behind is Segner by Jimmie Linus, adding to that great career block total. Baseline drive, fadeaway Benyon didn't go. Linus tried to dunk, couldn't quite get it in, and then after the Segner rebound by Dakota State, a Jamestown foul. Ooh, it's Benyon. Ooh, Linus was there too, but it's Silas first. Team foul number 5.
You're okay with that if you're Casey Brueggemann. He's a young guy. He's younger than I am even, but I'm sure his blood pressure was up for a second.
If you're just with us, we're saying that because Linus has 2 fouls, and he's been playing with 2 fouls for a few minutes.
That's right.
41-35 Jamestown. Dakota State ball with 2:09 on the half. A 3 left angle. Teets, he's good. Well, you leave that young man open, and he's now hit 43 threes. He has struggled with his 3 at times this year, but he was a great three-point shooter at Groton Area High School, the Tigers. 41-38 Jamestown. Right corner, Heckner finds Benyon. Baseline, drives. He's going against Dillenbeck. Fades away from him and hit it again. My word.
Okay, now you start to wonder how you defend this guy. I mean, my gosh. That was perfect defense.
11 for Cy. 43-38 Jamestown. 1:30 in the half for Dakota State. Dillenbeck working against Linus in the lane and put it in from 7, and Jimmie had to back off.
That's right. He could not commit that 3rd foul.
8 for Dillenbeck. 43-40. Jamestown leads 3. 1:15 left in a most entertaining first half. Linus on a high post. Handed back to Anthony Walters. A screen by Linus for a 3 by Ant. Off the right rim. Teets the rebound. Dakota State has it down a 3. Into the front court, rushes Lane Teets all the way to the block, and then a bounce pass didn't make it. Benyon intercepted it, but then knocked away from Walters on a good play by Tyler Beckwith, and Heckner stole away from him. For Walters, drive to the left block, rolled off the rim. Battle for that rebound, and came up with it. Out front to Silas Benyon. Left wing Cordes. Linus just now in the play, takes the pass. Back out to Benyon, 35 in the half. 9 to shoot. Left wing Heckner, 3, bottom. Owen Heckner with a 5th made 3 for the Jimmies, whose lead is back up to 6 at 46-40. 21 seconds left first half.
This feels like that first half against Minnesota State down in Sioux Falls, just from a pace standpoint.
Lane Teets for Dakota State. Shot clock is off. Boy, it's been fun. Morgan with a hand back to Lane Teets. Now he hands it to Beck with 5 seconds. 4. Dillenbeck in a high post. Right wing, it's Borman for a 3 at the buzzer. Bank didn't go. And Jamestown.
Wow, what a half.
Red hot shooting, and Dakota State shot well too. But the Jimmies, where did the advantage come? It's not much of one. It is 6. But both teams playing an excellent first half. If there is an advantage for Jamestown, well, it's in points and off turnovers. They do have the advantage there. But a really good first half here at Harold Newman Arena in men's play. Jamestown leading Dakota State on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard 46-40. And the Armstown halftime report is next from Harold Newman Arena on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Your home for UJ Jimmie's. AM 1400 KQDJ Jamestown and 107.1 K296 HH Jamestown.
Building a business requires strength, courage, and a solid reputation. So, when you're ready to build a building to house your business or remodel your existing business, you want the same qualities in your commercial construction contractor. And that's where Hillerud Construction comes in. Trusted, experienced builders who specialize in commercial building construction. Their experience saves you time, stress, and money. So visit HillerudConstruction.com and let's get building.
When you're working outdoors, unpredictability is the norm. Tackle your toughest jobs with the 2025 Honda Pioneer 700. This rugged side-by-side brings the power with reliable torque for towing and smooth shifting for the trails. Choose from 3 trims, Standard, Deluxe, or the True Timber Forest Edition. See the 2025 Honda Pioneer 700 at Gun & Reel Sports, downtown Jamestown. For your safety, read the owner's manual, wear a helmet, eye protection, close side and doors, and always wear seatbelts. Honda side-by-sides are for riders 16 and older.
Cold, snow, ice, thaw, melt, potholes. Repeat. Our North Dakota winters are ever-changing, and that means your tires need to be ready for just about anything. Bring your vehicle to Mike and the crew at Pit Stop Express Lube and have them take a look. As a locally owned shop, they care more about you and your family's safety than the sale, so they will recommend the best fit for your needs. Stop into Pit Stop Express Lube at 117 4th Street Northwest, Jamestown, or call 952-7867.
Why choose Professional Eye Care Centers? 3 great reasons are Dr. Bond, Dr. Freilich, and Dr. Jangula, 3 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and Lemoore. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit ProEyeCareCenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
Jamestown 107.1.
It's the Armstown halftime report, and it's at Harold Newman Arena where the Jamestown Jimmies at the half are leading the Dakota State Trojans in a good one in men's action, 46-40. RM Stout, the right value since 1941 with B.J. Walters, David Burrow. Anthony Walters leading the way for Jamestown off the bench. 5 of 8 shooting, a 3. He had 11 in the first half. 9 for Silas Benyon, 4 of 7 shooting, and a couple of really tough shots that he makes look easy went in. 2 assists and a steal. Owen Heckner with a good first half with 8, 2 threes and 3 of 5 shooting. Will Cordes with 6, 2 of 2 on threes. Jimmie Linus had 4 rebounds, and BJ said it earlier, what a great passing big guy he is. He had 3 assists. 4 points also for Cole Glasgow, hit both of his shots, and Carson Woodford 2 out of 3 for 4 points. Lane Teets led Dakota State along with Colby Dillenbeck. They each had 8. Teets was 3 for 6, 2 threes. Dillenbeck was 4 for 5. Braden Pankinen had 7. 4 points for Tyler Beckwith, 4 for Lucas Morgan. Tane Mitchell 2, Isaac Sumption 2, Calvin Payne also hit a 3-pointer. How about the shooting in the first half? Dakota's out. Jamestown 63% on 19 of 30. 5 of 10 threes, 3 of 5 at the line. And Dakota State 55%. 16 of 29, 5 of 13 threes, 3 of 5 at the line. Dakota State a 1 rebound advantage, 13-12. 8 turnovers, Dakota State, 6 for Jamestown. Jimmy's had 8 assists. The Trojans had 5. It's been pretty high level NAIA men's basketball in this first half.
It has, and you said it best. The only real difference is the points off turnovers, but Dakota State, man, 11 out of 16 inside the arc. That's pretty good. Jamestown's 14 out of 20. They're shooting 70% inside the arc. My word.
Well, and as I say, BJ likes to bring that stat up all the time, but it sure means a lot in today's game, doesn't it?
It does, because there are no 15-foot jump shots unless your name is Silas Benyon. It's a 3 or a layup or dunk. So you should shoot really, really well inside the arc. And surprise, surprise, when you do, you get a first half like this.
Yep, and it's 46-40, Jamestown leading Dakota State. Let's tell you, while we have a moment, about the other women's game that is completed. Bellevue has wrapped up the 4 seed in the NSAA women's tournament with their 65-56 win at Dakota State. They are 6-8. VCSU did win tonight at Mayville State, 76-67. But Bellevue has the head-to-head. They swept VCSU, so even if they lose here tomorrow and both teams would be 6-9, well, Bellevue wins the tiebreak. So Bellevue is the 4 seed. They're going to host VCSU in the quarterfinal round in Bellevue, Nebraska on Wednesday. And now we know it's Jamestown and Dickinson State here on Wednesday night in the NSAA Women's Quarterfinal at Harold Newman Arena.
And it's the one team so far, they'll have a chance to do it again tomorrow, but it's the one team within the league that the Jimmies have swept in the regular season. They'll have a chance to do that to Bellevue as well tomorrow. Now,
in other men's play, Mayville State leading VCSU 18-10, about 7 minutes in Mayville. And, of course, the men's game out in Dickinson has not started between Bellevue and the conference leader, Dickinson State. And again, to tell you about the men's standings, Dickinson State a game ahead of Jamestown. So the Jimmies have to win twice and have Dickinson State lose twice. Again, not a realistic possibility. That's the only way the Jimmies would get the 1 seed. But Jamestown at worst is the 2 seed. Mayville State, no matter what happens tonight, they're the 3 seed. And then you got VCSU at 5-9 and Bellevue and Dakota State at 4-9.
And you've got Dakota State playing the top 2 teams this weekend, as are Bellevue. So I would think Valley City State would be in a good spot to get the 4 seed, just because none of the bottom 3 teams may win a game this weekend.
Yep, they may not. But VCSU does have the tiebreak on both. So if they can win that game in Mayville tonight, they will lock up the 4 seed and a home game on Wednesday nights.
Does Bellevue have the tiebreaker over Dakota State then?
They do.
All right, so they would be the 5, and Dakota State would go to Mayville, and, well...
And Bellevue would go to Valley City. Those are 2 pretty interesting games, potentially.
Those really are. Really are. I mean, I can't wait for Wednesday. I wish I was going to be here, but I'll be attending to other business and getting to listen in to your call on Wednesday night. And then, heck, next Saturday, there's a decent chance we could be in 2 different places.
I would say there's a pretty decent chance of that. Let's tell you about other Jamestown sports. Great start in the Midwest College Hockey Tournament for the Jimmy's ACHA Division I team today. They were winners over the University of Illinois by a score of 8-1, so they'll play in the semifinal in Bloomington, Illinois tomorrow. Didn't go so well today for the Jimmy women after shocking McKendree yesterday in O'Fallon, Illinois on the Bearcats' home ice. You had to take on the number 1 team in ACHA Women's Hockey Day. That's Liberty University, and the Flames were all over the Jimmies by a score of 7-0. Now, the Jimmy softball team back in action. They're having another couple of days full of games over at the Nelson Family Bubble, and it was VCSU. It doesn't count against the conference standings, but the Jimmies did play the Vikings today, and they lost by a score of 9-3, and they are also in action this evening as they're taking on the University of Mary. Now, Jimmy men's volleyball is back in action tonight, or was, and they fell in 5 sets at Viterbo and are now 4-10 for the year. Now, let's update you on Blue Jay action. A 75-54 victory first in basketball for the Blue Jay girls over Williston. Puts them, at least for now, into a tie for 7th, and they're a game ahead of Minot North, who lost to Bismarck 54-51. So one more WDA game left for the Blue Jays at Dickinson, and we'll have that doubleheader Tuesday night, 6:30 on Jamestown 107.1. Now the boys, who could use a win, only 2 conference wins, and on their senior night, they're leading Williston now 42-35. They had a much bigger lead than that earlier, just over a minute to go in the first half. Blue Jay boys hockey fell to Minot this evening in Minot, 6-1 in the semifinal of the West Region Boys Hockey Tournament. So tomorrow, the very first game of the day up in Minot, it'll be the Blue Jays against Bottineau Rugby, and Mark McKenzie will have that for you 10:45 a.m. tomorrow right here on Jamestown 107.1. Blue Jays are in the same spot they were a year ago. They have to win that first game of the day to make the state tournament. And in case you have missed it, Cadence Golding is the Jamestown Blue Jays' first girls wrestling state champion. The 8th grader won tonight at 124 pounds in the girls' individual state tournament at the Fargo Dome.
Well, here we go with more controversial statements. I bet she'll be the 2nd and the 3rd and the 4th and the 5th.
She's got that chance, doesn't she?
She does. She is that good. I mean, she was the runner-up as a 7th grader.
Yep.
Champion as an 8th grader, and number 2 seed as an 8th grader. Only lost once all year. Why not go on a 5-peat?
70-5.
I mean, come on.
Is her match record for in 2 years.
With 61 pins.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That's crazy.
I know Amy is proud as can be, the Jimmie women's head coach. So again, we've got, we got a triple header. 1 hockey, 2 basketball tomorrow here on Jamestown 107.1. Again, it's 10:45 for Blue Jay boys hockey against Bottineau Rugby with Mark up in Minot, and then BJ and I will be here. You are going to be here tomorrow, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll be here.
2:30 for the Jimmies in Bellevue for the doubleheader to close the regular season. But we still have.
It's going to be so nice I might walk over here.
Ah.
How about that?
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
You know, I could too.
Yeah.
I got all this stuff to carry. Anyway, enough of that. Second half is coming up. Let's catch our breath again. Good game going here in men's action. Jamestown leads Dakota State 46-40 in the Gun Reel Sports scoreboard. That's our Armstown halftime report. And stick around for what should be a fun second half next on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Johnny B's Brick House, famous for their pizza, but wait, there's pasta, and their amazing wings, and fresh ground hamburgers, tasty salads and appetizers too. And for dessert, you can't beat their sweet sticks. Come on out for Tuesday night trivia and live entertainment every Thursday night. The place to be is Johnny B's, smack dab in the middle of Main Street, downtown Jamestown. And remember, for delivery and carryout, call 952-8777.
Are you dreaming of spring? Jamestown Country Club has been dreaming of it too, so get ready now with a Jamestown Country Club membership. The 18-hole championship course, bar, and restaurant will be waiting for you when the season opens. Sign up now for your membership and be prepared to hit the ground running or golfing as soon as spring arrives. Visit JamestownCountry.club or email jcc58401@gmail.com today. Buy now and be ready to play at Jamestown Country Club.
You know you don't really want that hurry up, bought on the cheap, not sure what I got insurance coverage. Good, because Farmers Union insurance agents do things just a little different. We'll work with you personally for home, auto, business, or farm insurance and tailor the exact coverage plan you need, because we're not satisfied until you are. Different, you bet. Farmers Union Insurance. Simply different.
Luck to the Blue Jays and Jimmies from your local Farmers Union agent, Steve Benyon.
Not all products underwritten by Farmers Union Insurance.
At Jamestown Regional Medical Center, we know that every injury is unique. That's why our orthopedic and sports medicine team works to get you back in the game, whether that game's on the field or in your daily life. JRMC is the official sports medicine provider for Blue Jay Athletics, taking care of our hometown and neighbors right where you live. It's why we're here. Don't let pain slow you down. Call 952-4878 to schedule an appointment. Jamestown Regional Medical Center. It's right here.
Jamestown 107.1.
Well, those 20 minutes of basketball might be tough to match, but it's going to be fun to see the Jimmies and Trojans try to do it. Jamestown leading Dakota State with the second half about to begin at Harold Newman Arena, 46-40 on the Gun Reel Sports scoreboard with BJ Walters. I'm David Burrow. Both teams with blazing shooting in the first half, 63% for Jamestown and 55% for Dakota State. And I know Dakota State, BJ, as you said, wants this pace to slow down at least a little bit, but it sure didn't look like it was going to.
No, and maybe with the amount of depth that they are displaying, maybe it doesn't have to. Because if the rare occasions pop up that we got a whistle, they're just going to bring 4 players in. They might be okay with the pace being exactly what it was in that first 20.
The 5 who started the game also start the second half for Dakota State. Lane Teets, Braden Pankett, and Tyler Beckwith, Tane Mitchell, and Aiden Jensen. And the Jimmies will come out with their same 5 that started the game. Jimmie, Linus, Silas, Benyon, Owen Heckner, Cole Glasgow, and Will Cordes. And Tyler Beckwith will throw in to start the second half because Dakota State has the arrow. Second half throw in brought to you by R.M. Stout, your Ford Dodge and Jeep dealer in Jamestown. 46-40 Jamestown. Again, the Jimmies need 2 wins and 2 Dickinson State losses to be the 1 seed, but at worst, they're the 2 seed. And they play Bellevue here tomorrow, and then we know they have a semifinal game here next Saturday, meaning 8 days from now. Left baseline, Braden Pankinen. Bring it back out front to Lane Teets. Pankinen into the lane with a drive on Heckner. He's good. Good move.
Really
Beckwith.
used the screen well, didn't he?
Yes, he
because
did.
It was a physical screen.
Beckwith, I should say, the freshman. 46-42 for Jamestown. 30 seconds into the second half. Benyon standing in the circle, driving on Beckwith. Another fadeaway, but this one's short. That's his favorite shot. Aiden Jensen the rebound. Dakota State down floor Pankinen back to Jensen. Oh, he traveled. He thought about taking that 3, but Owen Heckner got up in the air and bothered him.
And that's that play that every team has, the handoff into the 3. I mean, that's what they were going for there.
Jensen has hit 16 threes this year. Benyon for Jimmie Linus up top. He's hit 2. To Cordes in the left corner. Out for Cole Glasgow straight away. Benyon left wing on the angle with 16 to shoot. Bounce to Linus, down low, turn around, 2-hand. Jimmie Jam. Michael Motorcycle.
I love how patient he is when he catches the ball right there. Lets everything happen and then goes and stuffs it home.
That's another Mike Lang phrase, folks.
It is.
God rest his soul. Beckwith on the baseline, double dribble, or at least he dribbled out of the bounce. Either way, it's turnover. It's Jamestown ball.
We see this a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because of the way the game is today or just lack of awareness, but how many times this year have we seen a player voluntarily get too deep under the basket?
Yeah, or step on the sideline like we saw earlier. Boy, it happens a lot. One-hand runner in the lane is short by Glasgow, and Nolan Segner has the rebound for Dakota State. And falling as he passed it was Tane Mitchell. He barely got that ball up before he hit the hardwood. Segner leaves it now for Lane Teets, the freshman, for Beckwith on the left block for Mitchell. Segner with a left angle 3 that's good. And Segner has hit 6 now this year in Dakota State. And we'll have a free throw.
Jimmie Linus just got his 3rd foul. So they hit the 3 and they get an extra possession, and Jimmie Linus gets his 3rd foul.
It was away from the shot, yes. So the basket counts, and Dakota State gets the ball back. They're within 3. Oh,
Actually,
boy.
That's his 2nd somehow? Okay. Thought he already had 2.
I thought he did too. And now Dakota State loses the ball. Well, they've got 2 on the board. And here is a drive into the lane by Benyon. Nearly hit that layup, but he's fouled. They must have changed one, Beach, because we had 2 on the board for the longest time, but that was his 2nd. This latest foul is on Dakota State.
It looks like they may have given one to Spencer Barr instead.
I think you're right. Yep. Benyon with the first free throw. He's good. He's 2 out of 3.
You don't see that too often.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Tane Mitchell with that foul, by the way. His first and the first team foul of the second half on the Trojans. 49-45. One more for Benyon. Spin and good. And here comes the man we just mentioned. Spencer Barr in for Benyon. The 5'11" sophomore from Aberdeen, South Dakota. 3.7 points a game, 19 made threes. Lane Teets for Dakota State. Left-hand dribble in the front court. Jimmy's with a 5-point lead. 2 minutes into the second half on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard, 50-45. Segner, right wing on the angle. It's Lane Teets. Handed back to Nolan Segner. Right wing, it's Tyler Beckwith. Baseline. He passes to the left corner for a fadeaway 3 by Teets. That's off the right rim, tipped by Mitchell, but came to Anthony Walters, who just entered the game for Jamestown. His rebound is to Will Cordes, and back to Ant in the front court. Getting players in the air, handed it back to Owen Heckner. To Walters in the lane. From 14, he dishes out for Portis for a long three. That's good with a big shot there again for Portis. He's 3 for 3 on three-pointers tonight. And Darren Tighe of Dakota State wants a 32nd Hillerud Construction timeout. 17:20 to go. Jamestown 53, Dakota State 45 on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
What would you do with a second chance? At Essentia Health, we understand the significance of second chances. Our heart specialists see them every day. That's why regular checkups and heart screenings are vital, even if you feel fine, and especially when you have a family history. Essentia Health is the right place for early detection, advanced treatments, comprehensive cardiac rehab, for second chances. At Essentia Health, we work hard to keep your heart strong for what's next.
Jamestown 107.1.
Usually I can tell you what kind of defense a team is playing, but if you have watched Dakota State, David, I can't, it looks like it's trying to be a 2-3, but they're really packing it in, and that's what's allowing Will Cordes to get loose from 3.
3 of 3 on them for the senior. Mitchell to Pankanes. It's Dakota State ball. Jimmie's up 8, 3 minutes into the second half. Isaac Sumption's back in and finds a left wing jumper that's in and out by Beckwith. 2 bodies hit the floor. No foul is called. And Heckner the rebound for Jamestown to Will Cordes in the front court. Will for Heckner out front to Anthony Walters, who had a fine first half with 11 points. Left wing on the angle, Heckner. He's guarded by Braden Pankanen. Right corner, Barr. Open 3 for Spencer. Halfway down and out. Rebound on the run. Tane Mitchell for Dakota State. Bounce for a cutting reverse layup. Nice, beautiful play. Beckwith scores.
That is a beautiful basket cut by Beckwith.
He has 8. It's 53-47 Jamestown on the Gunner Sports scoreboard with 16:20 to go. Heckner in a high post. Right wing, right in front of Casey Brueggemann. Spencer Barr has it. Middle of the right wing, it's Heckner for Walters down the right lane line. Working on Dillenbeck. Can't get around him. Still trying to and draws a foul. That's stick-to-itiveness there by Anthony Walters and draws the second foul on Colby Dillenbeck.
Really good work by Ant because there's nowhere to go. I mean, you either get fouled or you're probably going to get the shot blocked. Well done by Ant.
He's at the line for the first time tonight, and he's good. 80%. He's 41 of 51. Jimmy's as a team this evening are 5 for 7. 2 shots. Holy Cross High School in Queens. First one good. Then to Queensboro Community College, where he was the NCAA Division III scoring champion a couple of years ago. And from there to Borger, Texas, and Frank Phillips College last year before coming here. One more. He's good.
He calls that traveling the world.
Yeah, I guess. 55-47 for Jamestown. Baker's dozen for Anthony, 13 points. Calvin Payne is re-entered for Dakota State. Up top for Kobe Dillenbeck. Post pass for a driving layup. It's good for Lucas Morgan.
The pass by Dillenbeck makes that basket. Real nicely done.
55-49 Jamestown. Walters for the Jimmies. Right wing, it's Owen Heckner. Or Cole Glasgow, I should say, for a hand for Barr. Owen's on the bench at the moment, David. Glasgow up top for Anthony Walters. Left wing Barr, right past Pankanen. Baseline fade, missed everything, and a foul on the rebound as Carson Woodford didn't have position, and he pushed Morgan.
I'll be fascinated in postgame to find out from CB if he thought coming into the game that the game would have this kind of pace.
Yeah. First foul on Carson, second on the Jimmies.
Because it started breakneck and it has not slowed down.
It's on the baseline for Sumption. Yeah, and foot block stops play, and Dakota State will inbound. Well, the game certainly in Madison wasn't at this pace, and we know what happened then. So this may have been calculated. Into the left corner, a 3 for the lefty Pankanen that misses, and Glasgow position on the rebound, and a needless foul, frankly, by Calvin Payne of Dakota State. Is his first and the third on the Trojans as Risley Borman re-enters.
I mean, it's a breakneck pace, but it is settling into a game where the Jimmies are in control. and Dakota State is trying to fight back as best they can.
And even with just 2 of 6 shooting in this half, Jamestown still at 58% for the game. Spencer Barr for the Jimmie. Silas Benyon is just re-entered. Carson Woodford in a high post. 5 minutes into the half, foul away from the ball.
And it's because Silas Benyon is so quick that Sumption can't keep up with him.
His second foul. And that's 14 fouls already in Dakota State, not 5 minutes into the half. Will be in 2 seconds. Glasgow in for Benyon, right wing on the angle. Hand in his face by Teets. Entry pass. Carson Woodford on the right block, but Dillenbeck's there to meet him. Under him and in for a layup by Woodford.
Strong move by the young man.
From Redwood Falls, Minnesota, Redwood Valley High School. 57-49 Jamestown, 14:40 left in the Gunner Reel Sports scoreboard. Dillenbeck for Morgan with a drive down to the right lane line on Barr. You know it, and Barr fouled him. Yep, he saw it and took it right to Spencer for his first and the Jimmie's third.
Morgan is 6'7", Spencer's 5'11". Yeah, I'd give him the ball too.
Excuse me, his second. Like you said, the foul we thought had gone to Linus earlier went to Barr, so that's 2 on Spencer. Lucas Morgan, 72% foul shooter there for the first time. And he hit it. As we say, missed his whole senior year because of an injury at Brandon Valley High School. 15.5 points a game in his junior year before that. 57-50 Jamestown, 14:36 left. One more for Morgan. He's good. As Jimmie Linus will re-enter for Jamestown for Carson Woodford.
You know, just thinking ahead to the future, nobody would ever want to lose Jimmie Linus. But the fact that Woodford has developed this much, he's going to be just fine next year.
He'll be in that role almost certainly. Spin in the lane by Glasgow, and a fadeaway 4-foot one-hander is good. Oh, Glasgow, you talk about creating shots. Boy, Glasgow just did there. 59-51 Jamestown, 14:15 to go. That will serve him well in the NSIC, won't it? Straightaway 3 is off the rim by Segner.
Oh, yeah, you've got to create your own in that league.
Here is Glasgow down the right lane line. Bounce back to Benyon. Payne guarding him. Skip it left wing to Spencer Barr. Now to Jimmie Linus on the left baseline. Just over 6 minutes into the second half. Works his way down on Segner. Spins. Left it short. And had position to gain his own rebound and got fouled by Segner.
Boy, you could see what Jimmie was trying to do. He's trying to clear him out to dunk the basketball.
If he wants to keep doing this, I'll keep bringing out the Mike Lang catchphrases. I'll gladly do it.
I'm okay with that as a born and raised Penguin fan.
Yes, sir. Free throw too long, which will lead as Mitchell comes into our shameless plug because it's about Pittsburgh. Kind of. We have our first Twin Spring training game Sunday on Jamestown 107.1. They're playing those Pirates in Bradenton 12 noon on Sunday. I'm not going to get into this anymore. Second one also no good and rebounded because BJ's been complaining about the Pirates all winter. In fact, he does all the time. He has reason to.
It's not just a winter thing, trust me.
Bacon for Mitchell for Dakota State. 6.5 minutes into the half. Well, they're down 8. They tried to cut it close, but the Jimmies keep their distance enough. Pankinen with 7 on the shot clock for Payne. Ball fake back for Pankinen. Left corner, a 3 is on the way and off the mark by Teets. Glasgow the rebound, down floor to Walters. They do have him, and they find Barr on the baseline. Now for a cutting Glasgow. Oh, just worked his way around Segner. Blew by you and laid it in. Timeout, Dakota State. The lead is suddenly 10. That's the Linda Ronstadt move, you know.
It certainly is.
Flew by you.
That's right.
13-12 left. Jamestown 61.
I promise these are not scripted.
Dakota State 51. No one could script this stuff. On Jamestown 107.1, this is the voice of the Jimmies.
RM Stout Incorporated is proud to sponsor this broadcast of Jimmie's Athletics. We are cheering in the stands right along with you, and we've got the perfect vehicle to get you to every UJ event. Get behind the wheel of a new 2025 Ford F-150 or Ram 1500 and experience peak performance and 4x4 reliability. Need extra rows of seating? Huge stock of new and pre-owned options available now. Don't wait. Get the best trade-in price, unbeatable interest, and the best value since 1941 only at RM Stout Jamestown. Go Jimmie's!
Jamestown 107.1.
This is such a good three-point shooting team for Jamestown that sometimes you just expect it. Well, not in this half. They're getting to the 10, and with some great efficiency, they're still shooting for the game. This is an astonishing number, 60%, and they lead by 10.
And they're 6 of 12 on three-pointers to further BJ's point. Not that Dakota State shooting badly, because they're not overall 53%, just 6 of 18 on threes, but there's your inside the arc stat again. Dakota State's 14 of 20, but still they're down 10 because Jamestown's playing such efficient offensive basketball. Dakota State will inbound. Their 5 are Tane Mitchell, Lane Teets, Calvin Payne, Braden Pankin, and Nolan Segner.
Keep in mind, when Jamestown scores at least 70, they're 14 and 3. They're on their way to 70.
I'd say there's a good chance they'll get there with 13 minutes to go. Payne lobbed to Segner, middle of the right lane line, trying to turn over Glasgow and scores, and Segner said, I can do that to you too.
Well, that's just, again, a size mismatch. And again, I think this is a 2-3 zone, but it's a very different looking one.
61-53 Jamestown, the lead. Fadeaway. Benyon left to the lane. He hits another fade. And he has 13. 63-53 Jamestown. Happy to trade buckets now with 12 and a half to go on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. Dakota State with Mitchell left of the lane. Driving on Linus. Remember, it's just 2 fouls for him. Reverse. Ooh, pretty. Oh, I've reached right around Linus and laid it in.
That is not easy to do. My goodness, that was pretty.
Yes, it's a nice play, and it's most difficult. 63-59 Jamestown straightaway 3. Benyon off the back rim. And the rebound after a tip came to Tane Mitchell. So Dakota State's got it under 10 now. Segner again working on Linus. Scoops inside again. This one's off the rim. Mitchell the offensive board for Dakota State. Shot clock reset to 20. It's Payne on the right side. Right baseline, and Mitchell being physical again. Out for Teets. Made Linus up in the air, then drove to the left block and got knocked down by Cole Glasgow. Nice move there by Elaine Teets.
A little bit of scrambling there defensively for the Jimmies off that offensive rebound. Good job by Dakota State to get themselves to the free throw line.
Second foul on, Benyon, not Glasgow, but it's Benyon's foul.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And it's not free throws. Okay.
How's that not a shooting foul?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Carson Woodford and Owen Heckner, and how in the world is that not a shooting? And I think Darren Ty's saying the same thing over there, but it's inbounded for Pankinen on the left baseline. Ball fake Teets, trying to drive on Benyon. Back out front for Mitchell. Tane between the rings. Lob of the right block for Beckwith. Little shove off, they don't call it. Now Teets with a drive to the left block, 11 to shoot. Bounce to Jensen, he wants a 3. He banked it in, we told you he can hit threes. And it's back to a 5-point lead now for Jamestown. 63-58.
They've hit more threes than the Jimmies now, 7-6.
11:03 left on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. The game's still very much in the balance here. Glasgow, right baseline, Cordes under the bucket. Left wing, Heckner, open 3. It's off the right rim. Woodford stole the rebound from 2 Trojans. Drove Jensen. All that contact, they don't call it. Woodford scored anyway.
What a strong young man, the junior from Redwood Falls.
Got fouled twice. That's all right.
Woodford, he did, yeah.
Woodford has 8, 65-58. Jamestown, 10 and a half minutes to go on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. Pankinen nearly a 3. Now a lob to Jensen in the mid post. Drives to the left block and puts it in.
And he's got Cordes on him. Again, that's a mismatch.
65-58, or 60 now for Jamestown with 10-12 left in the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. Dakota State has seen those mismatches more than so have the Jimmies. Glasgow on the left block for Benyon on the left wing, mid-wing. Past Pankinen, skips it right wing. A Heckner three is good. Owen Heckner's third of the game. Jamestown wants a Hillary Construction timeout. We'll take it two with 9:58 left. 11 now for Heckner. And the Jamestown League's back at 8 over Dakota State. 68-60 on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
At Unison Bank, we provide financial solutions for customers to meet their needs today and achieve their dreams tomorrow. From personal banking services like checking accounts, mortgage and auto loans, to business banking services. At Unison Bank, we offer financial solutions with prompt responses and quality service. Visit unisonbank.com for more information. Located in Jamestown, Linton, and Wishing, as well as Gilbert, Arizona. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Jamestown 107.1.
Really fun basketball game, 68-60, and yet nobody on either team has more than 13 points. Dakota State doesn't have anyone in double figures yet.
Yeah, Teets, Beckwith, Dylan Beck, and Morgan all with 8. Silas Benyon and Anthony Walters with 13 each for Jamestown. This has been a lot of fun, and there's still 9:52 to go. Dakota State down 8 with the basketball. Isaac Sumption's out front. Now moves to the baseline. Trying to pass down low. Didn't reach Jensen. Will Cordes picks it up instead. 12th turnover on DSU. Cordes right wing for the Jimmies. Front court. They're mostly in gray tonight with white and orange. Watch it to the Jimmy Athletic YouTube channel. The bucket to your right. Straight away, 3 Heckner. He hit another.
This is about the time in the last meeting here that Jamestown got scorching hot from 3 and blew the game away.
It's 17 in that game. 71-60 Jamestown. Dakota State basketball. And a lot of elbow there by Beckwith. They didn't call that, and they didn't call a flop on Glasgow, and Beckwith hit the bucket.
You don't see that much contact and nothing get called.
I thought they might call a flop, too, and they didn't. Woodford with under 9 minutes left. For Glasgow on the baseline, turnaround hook in the lane. Missed as he fell down. Mitchell the rebound, but the pass is too far. Oops, a good save by Beckwith to Pankinen. Back up front to Mitchell. 8:43 still to go. The difference is 9. And a 3 banked by Pankinen. Missed offensive board. Tane Mitchell in Dakota State. Kick it for a left wing 3 by Sumption. That's off the right rim. And Glasgow, or Heckner, I should say, rebounds.
That first 3, I do not know why you're shooting that. Not a clue.
A little wild, wasn't it?
It was.
8:23 remaining. Jamestown leading 71-62 over Dakota State. Benyon left lane line. Stops, looks for an open player. It's Heckner. Back to Benyon. His left wing 3, no good. Glasgow couldn't get a hand on that rebound, but Dakota State knocked it out of bounds. Anthony Walters and Jimmie Linus return, and it's a 4-for-4 switch for Darren Tighe and Dakota State.
Just a big old beatdown at the Louis Lee Fieldhouse at halftime. Mayville State 57, Valley City State 35. Good grief.
Well, and a potential opponent a week from tomorrow. Mayville State, I mean. Here is right of the lane, a jumper missing by Benyon, but on a fadeaway, Dylan Beck the rebound for Dakota State. Again, the worst Jamestown can be is the 2 seed. That's probably what they'll end up being. Here's a left wing 3 by Teets that's missing.
Good rebound.
One and done. Jimmie Linus had that board. Number 6. He has it on the high post in the offensive end with 7.5 to go. Hand to Benyon, lob for Jimmie Linus. To the baseline, through a double team, no good. Dylan Beck the rebound. Into Teets in the front court right wing. Still 71-62 Jamestown. Score's been stuck on this for a while. 7:15 left on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. Long 3 left wing. Pankinen's good.
They are not going away, are they? My goodness.
His second of the game, he has 10. 71-65 for Jamestown. 7:03 left. They put the points on the wrong side of the scoreboard, but that's all right. We know what it is. Here's a drive by Benyon, knocked out of bounds.
I think he got fouled.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. And that
Pankinen
is the 6th on the team.
And it's Pankinen's first. So the last one to give, still with 6:58 to go. It is Benyon in on the right corner. Cy, middle of the right wing, Will Cordes, who has missed a three he has attempted tonight. Benyon into the wing with a drive, but it didn't go on the layup. Past Dillenbeck. Rebound, it is Morgan. Now they've got the score right on the board here. Pankinen out front again to Morgan for Braden Pankinen. It's a 6-point game. It's far from over. Dillenbeck between the rings. Calls for some help. Sees Pankinen. Right wing three for the lefty off the heel of the rim. Rebound Will Cordes in Jamestown with 6:23 left, and the Jimmy slow it down a little again. And it's a Hillary construction timeout now by head coach Casey Brueggemann and Jamestown. Again, we can breathe. 6:19 left. Jamestown 71, Dakota State 65, and Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Are you looking for a rewarding job and a great environment where you can make a difference in someone else's life every day? SMP Health Ave Maria in Jamestown is looking for you. Visit smphealth.org/Ave Maria and click on the Careers tab to find the most up-to-date openings available. smphhealth.org/Ave Maria. They're currently looking for nurses, housekeepers, CNAs, and universal assistants. Be sure to visit the website if you're interested and qualified for any of the positions that are open at smphhealth.org/Ave Maria.
Jamestown 107.1.
First time this game that we can really say something like this. The Jimmies scoreless over their last 3:06. They lead 71-65 with 6:19 to play. And oh no, they've gone scoreless for 3 minutes. They're still shooting 55%.
And they've taken just about maximum advantage of Dakota State's turnovers. They've turned it over 12 times. Jamestown has 7 or 6. But the points off turnovers, Jamestown 21, Dakota State 7.
That is the sole reason why they lead by 6. And again, I'll give you that stat because we're there now. 14-3 this year when they score 70 points. And they are there with 6:19 to go. And one of those losses is, actually 2 of those losses are to good NSIC teams.
Minnesota State was one of them.
And Minot State the other.
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm going to be wondering where the other one was.
Blue Jay boys playing well still, leading Williston 67-44 at Jerry Meyer Arena. Midway through the second half. It's a dump to Linus down low, and he got hammered. Foul in Dakota State. This is on Payne. The second foul on the Australian, and that's team foul number 7, but it's 2 shots anyway for Jimmie Linus.
So Minot State, Minnesota State, and the overtime loss to Dickinson State at home.
Right here, yep. Linus missed the first. He's missed 3 in a row.
Back in December was the other one. No other time that they've scored 70 have they lost this year.
Cole Glasgow enters for Owen Heckner. 6:09 left. Jamestown 71, Dakota State 65 on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. Jimmie has one more. A little bit of a knee bend on the way. That one's on the board. Seven for the senior. 72-65 Jamestown. 6 minutes left. Dakota State's basketball. Morgan, right wing angle 3. Segner hit another. That's his second of the game after having only 5 all year before tonight. And it is 72-68 Jamestown with 5:45 left. Benyon for Linus down low, tried to dunk and got fouled. Knocked over by Segner as Linus again hits the floor hard and his teammates help him up.
Man. He does that too many times. They're going to pull a Randy Johnson on him and draw the outline of his body on the floor.
Segner's third foul.
The fact that that happened in the World Series was just so much better. It made it so much better.
Oh, dear. Linus 3 of 6 at the line. The Jimmies are 8 of 13, so they've left a few out there. First of 2 is good as it rolls in.
Funniest part of that story is that's not the best Randy Johnson story. Him killing the bird is.
Yeah, I was just thinking of that, yes. Tane Mitchell and Colby Dillenbeck re-enter for Dakota State. We still got a ball game here. 73-68 Jamestown. 5:43 left on the Gunner Real Sports score, but one more for Linus. Rimmed out. Rebound, Dakota State and Lane Teets. So still work to do for Jamestown and Dakota State. Again, they've won 3 in a row on the road, and they're playing well on the road again tonight. Into the lane, a drive by Dylan Beck, but too hard and off the heel of the rim. Linus the rebound. That's his 7th. Right wing Benyon took it from Glasgow. Open 3, good!
And listen to the crowd erupt on that one. 8-point lead again.
His first 3 tonight, his 45th of the year. He's at his average 16 points. 76-68, Jamestown, 5:04 left. Mitchell lob in the lane for Dylan Beck. Knocked out of his hand, but foul 2 by Glasgow. And once again, Beach, they take advantage of a mismatch.
This is very reminiscent of what Dakota Wesleyan did to UJ on pick and roll defense. Yeah, I mean, very reminiscent.
Yeah, second on Cole, 15 foul. Now, Dylan Beck is only 57% at the foul line, but nothing wrong with that one. He knocked it down. Dakota State's now 6 of 8. Linus out. Heckner in. Walters out.
Woodford back in as well, yep.
5 minutes exactly to go. One more from Dylan Beck to try to cut the Jimmie lead to 6. He's good.
I would not expect this break for those two guys to be very long.
Aiden Jensen has returned for Dakota State. 76-70. Jamestown leads Dakota State by 6, 4:55 left on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. The potential still for a most interesting finish. Glasgow for Benyon. Hooked it back for Cole in the lane. Trying to drive on Mitchell in a double team, and he walked. Good D by Mitchell forces Jamestown's 7th turnover.
And then the help side as well. I mean, once he spins into a double. Going to get a Hilliard construction timeout.
We'll keep it here with 4:44 left. Jamestown leading Dakota State 76-70. 18 fouls on Dakota State, so Jamestown's in the bonus. 5 team fouls on the Jimmies. Each team with 3 timeouts remaining. Possession arrow right now points to Jamestown.
I mean, Dakota State plays like this, they'll be just fine. I mean, my goodness, it doesn't matter where they go. Well, I mean, I guess they're going to Mayville, so we know kind of the answer to that, but unless they...
And it appears that way.
It appears
anyway.
that way, I should say. Yeah.
Because Mayville State is pounding VCSU tonight. And we'll update you on that, in fact. It is 50-17.
You mentioned J.J. White, 5 threes in the first half for Mayville State. 17 points.
A huge first half for the Comets.
Now, them scoring 100 would be the least surprising thing to happen in this league. Honestly, the way they play.
True. So many surprising things do happen in this league. Teets to Braden Pankin, Dakota State still within 6, 4:34 left. Tane Mitchell inside the arc on the right wing. Driving now on Woodford. Benyon to help, and Benyon fouled him. Who you didn't think so, but he did lean into him. His 3rd foul, team foul number 6.
Could have gone either way. Usually that'll go to the offensive player. It would not have surprised me if they called the hook.
He did hook him. Teets will inbound for Dakota State. Bounce under the bucket. Turnaround by Mitchell's good in the lane.
Woodford slipped, and that left the big man wide open for the layup.
Mitchell 3 for 3, 6 points. The lead is 4 for Jamestown. 76-72, 4:13 remaining. Will Cordes, Benyon left wing. Straight away, Heckner thought about the 3. Open, takes it. Why not? He hit it.
Why on earth would you run away from Owen Heckner at the top of the arc?
When he'd already made 4 threes. He's now made 5. He's 5 for 8. Timeout Jamestown. We'll keep it here again with a Hilliard construction timeout. 79-72 Jamestown with 4:06 left. What was that song? Things that make you go, That was one of them.
Because I'm going, right now. I do not understand. Like, he ball fakes, and everybody just runs away. I mean, this is statistically one of the best three-point shooters on the basketball team. You stay on him. Just incredible.
And 5 for 8 tonight on threes. Owen now has 53 for the year, he is not too far from 40%. Came in at 37%. So, again, that's more of what you expect these days. But, boy, hasn't Owens' play improved as this season's gone along.
Certainly has, yeah. I don't even think he takes that shot against Briarcliff. He still would have looked to pass. And here he is tonight that's a cold-blooded shot with 4:06 left.
Jamestown Blue Jay boys, boy, they are cruising over Williston at Jerry Meyer Arena, 80-55 with 4:26 to go. Now remember, they have Minot North tomorrow, a 1 o'clock varsity tip at Jerry Meyer Arena, make up that postponed game from Tuesday. And we'll next have the Jays, girls and boys from Dickinson, Tuesday night here on Jamestown 107.1 at 6:30.
And you know what? They didn't play that bad at home against Dickinson.
No.
I had that game.
No, they did not.
They were just fine.
4 minutes left. Dickinson State, or Dakota State, I should say, with it down 7 to Jamestown, 79-72. Pankin in the left lane line, a one-handed runner from 13, didn't go. Benyon the rebound. Jensen tried to knock it away. They let more contact go. Benyon, Walters, left baseline, jumper, in and out, and in again. First bucket of the half for Ant. He now has 15.
Jimmie's are 5-1 when they hit 80.
And they're at 80 now. They're at 81. 81-72 with 3.5 to go. On the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. Pankin for Jensen. Out front, Mitchell. Ball fake. Near the right corner, Payne. Back up top to Lane Teets. Heckner guards him. Jensen with a screen. Left wing three. Way short by Pankin. Rebound, Will Cordes. 3:10 to go, and the Jimmies do slow it down.
They don't have to go so fast now.
Not anymore. Benyon, long three off the glass. Tip, but it came to Cordes. Ooh, there's a break for Jamestown. Walters on the right lane line. Cross court, knocked down by Payne, came to Heckner. Now three, Cordes. Only missed one. The first one he's missed tonight in 4 attempts. Aiden Jensen the rebound. Quickly down floor on the right wing, Teets. Good crossover and hits it over Heckner. And it's a Dakota State Hillary construction timeout with 2:43 left. We'll keep it here again, and Jamestown has an 81-74 lead.
And, you look at this, the possession arrow is with Jamestown. It's a 1-and-1 for both teams on the next foul. This is where Jamestown can just take a little breath, slow it down, run a good offense, and get a great shot.
Teets with that bucket now has 10. 4 different Dakota State players have 10. Teets, Pankin, Beckwith, and Dylan Beck. And 3, 7, 11 different players. In fact, everyone who has played for Dakota State has scored tonight.
Your home for UJ Jimmie. AM 1400 KQDJ Jamestown and 107.1 K296 HH Jamestown.
And Casey Brueggemann made a good point to us earlier at the end talking about Dakota State's women, but the men are kind of doing the same thing. You use your depth like this at the NAIA level, that's an advantage.
11 players, and 9 of them have scored.
No, in fact, all 11 have scored. 11 of 11.
That's right.
Every last one of them. 2:28 left. It's Jamestown's ball with a 7-point lead. Benyon dropped it. Picked up by Pankinen. 8 turnover on the Jimmies. Trojans trying to stay close. Pankinen left wing. Right side, it's Beckwith. Middle of the left wing, it's a 3 coming halfway down and out by Morgan. And Linus with another rebound. That is number 7. It is to Benyon, left corner for Walters. 2 minutes left. Jamestown with the ball on a 7-point lead over Dakota State, 81-74. Walters driving on Beckwith. Right past him to the 10. Put it in. He saw a mismatch.
Good seal as well on the backside by Linus to clear that path for the layup.
Now a 9-point lead for Jamestown, 83-74. Walters has 17. Beckwith, left baseline. Kick out for Lucas Morgan into the lane against Heckner. Took a shot. They didn't call it, and he hit it. And a timeout for Dakota State. With 90 seconds left. That's their next to last one. 83-76 for Jamestown. Let's reset things here again. And Owen's shoulder, that same right shoulder that bothered him, I think he got knocked on it there. But anyway, let's reset it. 18 fouls on Dakota State, so Jamestown's in the bonus. 16 fouls on Jamestown, so the next common foul puts DSU in the bonus 2. Only one timeout left now for Dakota State, 2 for Jamestown. The possession arrow points to UJ, and yeah, BJ, you caught it. That's the same shoulder that forced Heckner out of the whole second half in Dickinson last Friday night.
And I mean, give credit, I guess, to Morgan. He lowered his shoulder right into Owen's shoulder. I mean, heck with it if he was going to be called for the offensive foul. He didn't really care.
No. 17 for Anthony Walters, 17 for Heckner, also for Jamestown. One of the better scoring games that Owen has had. 16 for Silas Benyon. 22, of course, is Owen's career high way back in November against the University of Mary, on that night where Anthony Walters went nuts too, scoring 35.
Which is still a season high for any Jimmie this year.
Yeah. 90 seconds left. Still time for Dakota State. Other men's scores, Mayville State continuing to ease past VCSU and Mayville, 63-46, 16 minutes to go. And Dickinson State, again with a win, they'll be the 1 seed. They lead Bellevue 30-26 with just under 2 minutes left in the first half out in Dickinson. Jamestown ball, Dakota State trying to trap, and it's dropped by Heckner and picked up by Calvin Payne. A possession Dakota State needs. 1:17 left, they're down 7. Right baseline, under the bucket is Pankinen. Works it out, they're wasting time here. It's Teets, left wing Pankinen. Down to 16 on the shot clock. I thought they would have put it up before this. Right wing, they're running their offense. Teets with a screen by Dylan Beck, and then it's thrown away. What were they doing?
They had a wraparound layup at the beginning of that possession, and they didn't take it.
You're 2 possessions down with 70 seconds to go. What are you doing?
Yeah, and now they're not fouling. I don't quite fathom this.
I don't either. Walters back to Benyon. 48 seconds left. The Jimmies will say fine. There was a foul that wasn't called on Teets. Back to Benyon. They still haven't officially fouled. 39 seconds left. Now here's a foul as Benyon drove toward the hoop. I'm stumped.
I will say it again. Far be it for me to question an NAIA head basketball coach, but exactly what did we just accomplish?
And Darren Tighe's a very good coach, but I have a feeling that's not what he told his players to do. Pankinen's second foul. Darren Tighe's been very successful. He would not tell his team, run your offense down 2 possessions with 1:10 to go.
No, I mean, and they had a shuffled off layup if they would have taken it.
Benyon with the 1-and-1, the front end's good, and it's 84-76 Jamestown. 39 seconds remaining here at Harold Newman Arena as the Jimmies look for conference win number 10. One more for Cy. On the way. Too strong. Nolan Segner with the Dakota State rebound. They got a hustle. 33 seconds to go. Teets nearly lost it.
You have to shoot
up his
the basketball.
Pack deflected away by Benyon into the backcourt. Again, they're wasting time. Teets with a drive to the rim, blocked by Walters, but fouled too. Well, they'll have free throws, but now there's only 20.9 to go. I mean, they've just wasted so much time in these last 2 trips down the floor.
It's one thing if you have the possession arrow.
Yeah,
they don't.
Right, they don't. 4th foul on Silas Benyon. Team foul number 7, but it's 2 shots here for Teets.
I'm truly baffled. And this happened in Mayville,
too.
It did.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it could be that these teams are just not used to late-game situations, but I don't know.
Dakota State's Teets, well, an 88% foul shooter. He just missed the first.
Well, we should have known good foul shooters were doomed tonight when Kate Cordes missed back-to-back ones.
No kidding. Mitchell and Payne both back in. 20.9 left. It's looking good for Jamestown. But it's not over yet. Teets with a second. That one's good as players hit the floor in the lane. It's 84-77 Jamestown. What's going on here?
Went to a basketball game, saw a dance instead.
All right, Benyon into Linus, and he's fouled immediately by Payne. No, a timeout before the foul. 19.8 left. Jamestown calls the next to last. My head is swimming, Beach. 84-77 Jamestown.
If I could swim, mine would be too. Trust me, I'm not taking any secrets from this game and passing them off anywhere.
I wouldn't.
Trust me on that.
Inside joke, folks. 19.8 remains. Remember, more hijinks tomorrow with Bellevue in town. We'll join you at 2:30. And remember, before that, Jamestown Blue Jay boys hockey season on the line. They'll meet Botno Rugby in the state qualifier in the West Region Boys Hockey Tournament in Minot. Mark McKenzie has that for you. 10:45 a.m. tomorrow here on 107.1. And then we'll be right back here for the last regular season doubleheader at 2:30.
Seems literally like just yesterday we had both called football games and were racing over here for Briar Club.
That was November 2nd.
Yeah. I had a lot less gray hairs back then.
Do you really want me to comment on that? Jamestown Blue Jay boys, he said, quickly changing the subject. Had a wonderful night tonight. 91-60. They defeat Williston for conference win number 3. That's a good job by Luke Anderson's team tonight.
And they've already done the back-to-back thing once with Dickinson and Moorhead, so they'll be ready for tomorrow.
That's right. Yeah, remember they play Minot North. That's a 1 o'clock tip if you want to see it at Jerry Meyer Arena. Into Linus, and he's fouled by Segner. Now they foul. 18.4 to go. It's too late now, probably.
What's the old saying that my grandma used to tell me? Day late and a dollar short.
You've told me a lot about your grandma. Sounds like she was a pretty smart lady.
Oh, she was. A lot of my humor comes directly from that nice lady.
Linus has been to the line a lot tonight, but he's only 4 of 8. He has 2 heres. That was the 10th team foul, and the first is good. Beckwith, Morgan, Teets all back in for offense. But again, it may be too late for Dakota State. Down 85-77 with 18.4 to go. Second one for Linus. Barely hit the front rim. Rebounded by Beckwith. Back to Teets with 13 to go. Left wing of Morgan 3. Air ball. Linus the rebound. Brought it to Benyon. Fouled. Why? By Tyler Beckwith with 6 seconds to go.
I will be fascinated to see how that game goes tomorrow in Dickinson, because I think there are ways that Dakota State can bother the Blue Hawks tomorrow.
Benyon with 2 with 6 seconds to go. Another solid night for Silas. 17 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. First free throw short. Jimmie's haven't been all that good at the line tonight. They're only 11 of 19. Couple of steals also for Silas. Linus will come out. Get a little bit of an early rest, but takes 5s at the bench. Another solid effort by Jimmie. One more for Benyon. He's good, and ladies and gentlemen, Elvis has just left the building. 3 seconds left, 2-1. Long 3 is off the rim by Beckwith. Put it in the record book, baby, and ring that victory bell. The Jamestown Jimmies have NSAA win number 10. Shot great, 56%. And they outlast the Dakota State Trojans. Final score on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard: Jamestown 86, Dakota State 77. Jamestown now 10-4 in the North Star. They're 15-10 overall. For Dakota State, they're 4-10 in the North Star. And overall, they are now at 11-15 as we begin our RM Stout post-game report. RM Stout is your Ford, Dodge, and Jeep dealer